And he used to do a lot of airbrush. And I said, Kevin, get that airbrush out of your hand, and let's get the paint. So you can do the same thing with a brush that you can with an airbrush. And he is so prolific that he just makes me sick. Every time I look around, he did something good. Okay? But as you can see, Target, right? Them little games that they play. And who's in that game? Who do they take the pot shot at? All right? And then, of course, Douglas and yeah, Mr. Bethune. And someone said this morning, said, well, why did you cut off the heads on this picture? They shouldn't have framed it like that. And I had to explain to her that the artist cut off the head. Because what is important in here?
The unity.
Ah, man, we get it every time. See how smart we are? I don't have to say anything. We're just smart people. That's all. Now, the next old guy that I would introduce. And let him talk. Oh, this is funny and look you, right? Right? From the cotton field to the White House? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, but artistry, now I mentioned Ernie Barnes, right? And what did I mention Ernie Barnes? I said he had what? Rhythm and movement in his work, right? Athlete. George Knox, former professional athlete. Right? So every time you look at George's work, you will find movement. Okay, in it. Always movement. Elongated, stylized movement. George, take it over.
Again, my name is George Knox, and what I do in my work is convey that which I feel at any particular time. In joining this group of artists, I wanted to bring back some of the yesteryears where I've done something similar to emancipation, and that's where it started. And this is a slave. This sculpture, bronze sculpture, is of a slave who did not understand what emancipation was, even though they were screaming and hollering it all throughout the area that he was in. But then, at that moment when he realized it meant some semblance of freedom, he raised his arms, and one was open for thank you, but then the one with the clenched fist was because he was kissed through all that he had done. So it's always a dichotomy of things that we have to deal with in life, because if we really realize our history, we're not quite happy, but we appreciate the successes that we've gained at this time. And any digression in our community always hurts those that are upwardly, mobily bound and want to do a little bit better and be an autonomy within our community. So if we again go back to whence we came, learn from whence we came, we can understand what we have to do to become that great thing that was in our history. Once again. So when I think about people, I think of a lack of knowledge of today, a lack of history, disjointed, et cetera, et cetera. But today is a day that you start to say, let me think about it, let me find out about it, let me find out who and how great I was, how great we can still be. And this piece is called Urban Prince. He had his princess, but she sold earlier this week, so I didn't show her. But these are the things that I convey. No matter what time of my career I am, when I first started, I always have a reflection about us and how we relate to the world and how great we can be as we go forward. My website is georgeknox.com. It will explain a lot of different things the history of horse racing in America. I'm doing a study on that. And how did it start? With the black jockeys, former black slaves who were great horsemen. So all of these things are coming to being. And all of these are areas, are great areas where we may not own and run it at this time, but at one time we did rule. Because just for a little tidbit, 13 of the 15 jockeys in the first Kentucky Derby in 1875 were black. And of course, a black jockey won, and he was supposed to be the pace setter for the great horse that he beat anyway. So, as it turns out, we know not how sports comes out, but that's why we look at it. But these things are all areas that we can find our greatness in. So, let's start turning our community around. Purchase from your brethren, repurchase and sell back so that you can grow within, so you can start walking a little taller. And if you can't get it from something, maybe the visual arts can jumpstart you a little bit and get you on your way.
Now we have come on down, y'all act like somebody died.